G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Dextro the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at the Masters of the Universe X Transformers Bumblebee Man-at-Arms. Now, I will probably end up saying this for every single one of these toy reviews if I keep collecting this line. He is a Masters of the Universe figure first, not a Transformers figure. If for those of you who are wondering, well, why didn't they just take Skullgrin or some weird comparison and just giving him Man-at-Arms colors? Because it's not a Transformer. It is a Masters of the Universe figure with homage to the Transformers. In this case, Bumblebee, which I honestly think they kinda stuffed up. Because honestly, his colors never really match with Bumblebee. Who he does match with, and ironically the character actually suits pretty damn well, is Brawn. The greens, the yellows, Man-at-Arms and Brawn matches perfectly fine. And I will prove that later on when I do final size comparisons. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. So yes, he is meant to be Bumblebee. Now I think if you wanted to do Bumblebee better, they should have ditched the green and replaced with black. Unfortunately, like I said, he is Man-at-Arms first before he is Bumblebee, even though he has the tire on his back, the spiky horns, which can actually be pretty pointy. So yeah, he does look good. He does look pretty damn good, although he does really, really look much more like Man-at-Arms first than technically Skeletor did, because his chest armor and everything is more Man-at-Arms. And even though I think these are meant to be hints more to Bumblebee, they suit more for Man-at-Arms. So I've got nothing really to complain about. The colors look great. The look is great, and the posability is not Transformers posability. It is Master of the Universe posability, so there is some limitations. Now, you do get a couple of accessories, and of course, one of them is, once again, a paper telling you what can be pulled apart, which I refuse to do, but basically his head, his arms, his lower feet, or lower legs, just say, and his torso. Funnily enough, and I don't think it was intentional, mine came out of the box with his waist separated. So I basically had to just pop it back in. So yeah, it has the potential to pop off, but so far Skeletor really hasn't had that issue, and Man-at-Arms hasn't had that issue. But of course, he does come with other accessories. And where did I put it? That's a good question. Where the hell did I put it? Hang on. Can't believe I had trouble finding that. He does come with a mini comic, because as far as I'm aware, that it was a standard feature for Master of the Universe figures. Of course, this is the exact same comic that came with Skeletor, and I said I wasn't going to go through it last time, and I ended up doing it. So basically the premise is some MacGuffin ended up leaving the Ark, ended up on Eternia, and Skeletor gained access to Megatron tech, and ultimately Man-at-Arms gained access to Bumblebee, and as you can see, He-Man gained access to Optimus, and Scareglow Starscream. Although I was saying in the last time, Skeletor one, I want a Evelyn Skywarp. I reckon that would look amazing. Although I was having trouble deciding who I wanted for Teela's look. So that's still up there. But I don't think I pointed this out. Apparently, so for those of us who know the 86 movie, this is, of course, a reference to Megatron killing Ironhide. So really, the only thing we needed to save Ironhide from the 86 movie was He-Man turning up. Take that for what you will. Anyway, so there's that. We do have a few other accessories. There's actually, I think, a few technically, supposed to be roughly around the same amount. So we have a shield with an Autobot signature on it and some good old clippiness. We have a blue sword, which I'm not sure what that's meant to be referencing, because I've always only known man-at-arms with a mace. We have Bumblebee's almost classic blaster, except in grey. And of course, we have a visor. Now, I'll go through these in a second, but I'll do the visor first. I'm not going to put this on too tight because it is an absolute pain in the ass to get off. So I'm just going to hold that there so you can see there's a giant gap in the side, because trying to get that to detach is an absolute pain. Does look great, does look amazing. So if you want your man-at-arms with the Bumblebee battle mask, which I can't say I'm a huge fan of, that's very much Bayverse and Transformers 1. I prefer my Bumblebee without it. Does look pretty good, but yeah, it does really tab in really damn well, and I have a hell of a time trying to get that off. The shield, I think, attaches better to his right arm. You could probably get all this off. I'm not going to even attempt that, but if you just have that into the arm and then bring this up and that clips in, so he has a nice good old shield. Like I said, you could probably do on this one, but the chunkiness of that is a little bit more restrictive. Then we can just pop that off again. Of course, you can take the sword, and that can go into his hand and do that. I prefer my man-at-arms with his mace, and of course, you can then just slip that gun in. Probably easier doing it with 2 ends instead of 1. So you can start blasting things. I don't know. I'm not a fan of blasters with He-Man figures. I think I mentioned it before. Yes, Skeletor had projectiles, and so did Evelyn. I'm trying to think if it was Merman did too. Well, Triclops definitely, but it was magic, not weapons. We didn't get blasters and rifles and stuff until She-Ra, and that was more of a industrial style thing there. So that's why we started getting shooty weapons and stuff, thanks to Hordak. Anywho, excuse me. All right, so as I said, he does come with his mace. Holds it pretty well. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, I do prefer that, and it is nice and solid. All right, let's get down to articulation. So like I said, he is a master of the universe figure. Once again, not a Transformers one. Head can do a full 360, which is absolutely great. Head looks up a little bit and can look down a little bit. I would say that's in the way, but not really. I'm just having a look, and it's sort of solid plastic back there, so his chin does rub a little bit, so it probably squishes a bit, but there is that. And of course, being a ball joint, it can go back and forth. Arms can do a full 360, provided they don't pop off. Skeletor's decided to pop off. So far, Man-at-Arms is going pretty damn well. I'll use this arm. Oh, no, we'll use this arm for everything else. So it comes out that far. Be wary of this plastic, especially while doing this, because I don't trust that's not going to be a problem in the long run, and that won't end up snapping, because that's pretty, I wouldn't say weak, but not excessively strong plastic. All right, so I am going to go this side, so that way I don't have to worry about that. So arm can come up this far both sides. You have bicep rotation at the elbow. You have elbow bend, if I can find my bicep. That gets you about yay far. You have wrist rotation, which of course works on both. No fingers or thumb, but you do have out and in. Interesting enough. You have waist rotation. No ab crunch, unless you want to pop it and somehow manipulate it somehow. Leg goes up that far. Leg goes back that far, although it's sort of rolling on that hip joint. Leg goes out that far. Knee bend is there. That's got something of a, I want to say it's a ratchet. I think everything else has been friction for the most part. Might be a slight Thank you, motorcycle person. I think it might be a slight one in the elbow, but not really anywhere else. You have ankle rotation. And ironically, that's actually probably the easiest one to get off. That's right, he's only got one. You have mid shin rotation. But I think you get a little bit of knee if you can position it just right. So there we go. So foot goes up that far, goes down that far, and you have, should be an ankle. It's sort of a weird ankle tilt in there, but it is there. Of course, you can decide if you want to attach that somewhere else. I don't know. The ankle tilt feels a bit meh, but all in all is pretty good. He might seem like he's got issues standing. You just have to really get the joints exactly where you want them to get him to stand. So there we go. So since we don't have to worry about transformation, let's get down to size comparisons. Here he is with MP10. I really need to start doing jump cuts for this. I'll let that camera up a bit. So there is Prime, and going by the top of his head, he's just above Prime's pelvis. Here he is with MP21G, so that's technically G2 Bumblebee. I have not got MP45 because no, I prefer this one. So yeah, pretty decent size, different. Try that again. Pretty decent comparison. I just zoomed it in. I don't know if that was a bad idea or not. Obviously, you can see the horns and the color and all this. That's what I said. It should have been black instead of green, honestly. And we can probably bring him in a little bit closer, honestly. It only works because of Prime's so damn big. So bring that down. Here he is with, just to prove my point, here he is with Fans Toys Hunk. There. MP Brawn. You tell me now. The funny thing is, Man-at-Arms helmet. I'll actually show it. Go back to the comic for a quick second. Where are you? So there's Man-at-Arms' normal helmet. If I can get it focus. Tell me that does not look like Brawn's, the top of Brawn's head. I think that doesn't work too well. There's a little bit of page in the corner. But yeah. I know Bumblebee was obviously going to be a big draw because Bumblebee's Bumblebee, but I think for us collectors and fans, he makes a whole lot more sense with Brawn. You know, he's hard-headed, he's strong, not as strong as He-Man, but, you know, he's pretty damn amazing. But yeah, I think they lost a treat. I don't want to say lost because lost isn't the right word, but I think in some cases it would have turned out better if it was Brawn instead of Bumblebee. And last but not least, here he is with, of course, I almost said the wrong way around, Master of the Universe, X-Transformers, Megatron Skeletor. I'm kind of looking forward to getting He-Man when that's a thing. But honestly, these two look really great. They really do. So, yeah, I'm not half bad. Not, like I said, sorry, Man-at-Arms. He's more Man-at-Arms than Skeletor's Skeletor, all because of that chest plate. That's a traditional looking, well, pretty damn close, traditional looking Man-at-Arms chest plate. So, yeah, Skeletor being mostly naked traditionally, obviously you had to get the chest piece, but they do look pretty damn good together, and I have them displayed together just on my kitchen bench because I'm running out of room. Anywho, so there we go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment, and apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.